Hey YouTube, USA Second Amendment here. This is going to be a sizing video of my new Breitling Superocean 42. I say new, it is my new to me because this model was discontinued. They do not make it anymore. The only way you find this is secondhand, unless you find a dealer that has new old stock, which by this point I wouldn't think any AD would still have one of these lying around. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Anyways, this was a Christmas gift from my wife. She completely surprised me. I have an unboxing video already on my channel. Check that out. Today's video is going to be about sizing. So this obviously was sized for whoever wore it before. Thankfully, they had a bigger wrist than me, which is not hard because I have a small wrist. You can see all of the extra there, and it flops over to the side and all of that. So there's a wrist shot for you guys. But I need to take some links out. And it's a rubber bracelet, so it's not really taking links out. It's cutting links. So you can see there's cut lines. And I'm going to focus on this side, the side with the deployment buttons on it. It's got a lot more length than this side. In fact, it's got 2 more holes over here than it does over here, which I don't know why it wasn't done evenly. Maybe the person who had it that's just the way they sized it. But as you can see, this bracelet or the deployment clasp clearly sits to one side of the watch. The reason is this side is 2 holes shorter than this side. Usually it's only 1 hole shorter or they're the same. So I'm going to cut off of this side here. And in order to do that, if I understand it right, there's these 2 little notches right here. Let me get this to focus. All right, these 2 little notches right there and down there. And I'm gonna have to squeeze the rubber out of the way and get my spring bar tool in there to remove the spring bar. And then I should be able to cut this. All right, so I'm gonna do that off camera. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we got this part off. And I say we, my wife got this off. I messed with this for probably a solid 10 minutes, and I even changed out my spring bar end here, and I still couldn't get it. She came over and got it done in about 10.2 seconds. So, let you guys get a good look at that. So this is the link that I'm going to cut off. Hopefully, I only have to cut 1 link off. I'm only going to cut 1 off, though, and then I'm going to try it. And then if I have to cut another off, I will call my wife back over to remove it again and cut the next one off. So remember, you can cut off more. You can't add it back on. So I highly, highly recommend you only do 1 at a time. Now, you can see here, I'm actually going to clean this while I have it disassembled. You can see from the previous owner where it's got, where he wore it. So you can see right there. So I'm going to give it a good little clean. We're going to remove this spring bar here, being very careful not to lose that. Actually, I'm going to set it on this side there. All right, so I'm going to clean this up, and then I am going to cut this. Now, you can use a lot of different things to cut it. I'm going to use one of my pocket knives here. The only thing this knife has really ever been used for is carrying in my pocket and cutting open cardboard. So the blade on it is still nice and sharp. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to do it off camera. I'm going to put it on a cutting board, and then I am going to cut that link off, reassemble, and we will see how it fits. Stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm back. So finally got it resized. My wife had to help me, of course. You saw from that previous clip, I ended up cutting 2 more links off. Now, again, I have a small wrist, like really small. So I think it's about 6 3/4, 6 7/8, somewhere in that ballpark. I cut it now to where there are 3 holes on each side. This is fully extended, so you can see there. And then, of course, that's all the way in. I sized it for it being all the way in. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on wrist. Let you guys see there. All right. I still have a little bit of extra room there. I'm cold right now, so my wrist is definitely not swollen. I'm not outside. I'm not in the heat. So I think once that happens, this should still fit even without extending it. And then, of course, I have that extension if needed. But yeah, I think it is, I think it's good to go. All right. Just for reference, in case you need it, that is the tool we used. And then, like I said, I used a pocket knife to cut those off. Instead of back and forth motion, I started with a back and forth motion. I ended up just doing a press cut, and the press cut worked a lot better, I felt. A lot smoother cut. You can see back there, that was just some Dawn dish soap and some warm water and a toothbrush. That's what I used to clean out the underside. But that's it. Until next time, you guys stay safe. God bless America.